Yeah, sorry about the lateness, but
Hello and
shit happens.
welcome to another episode of the mythical odysseys of Theros, where we find our heroes with a few less party members as they are going to track down the whereabouts of a chimera.
I think it's better that Metis and Avra stay behind at the camp while we look out a bit. I'm sure they can watch over themselves.
I'm sure Metis and Abra have a lot to talk about.
Oh yeah, that's gonna go good. All right, let's get going.
Yeah, let's go.
So, are we going to rest ourselves before we head out? Because we're not exactly looking too hot.
Take a nap? I could
I
take a
can do
nap.
a short rest.
I could do a whole 8-hour rest. I could do that. If people need it.
I'd be down for it, but we gonna camp out on the beach?
Now, where about were we? Let me pull up the.
Yeah, we were on the coastline when we got by the second set of lines.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I say we just camp out for a bit. We can say we left early in the morning.
Yeah,
If
let's
that
do
wa-
that. We'll catch some fish, set up a fire, like grill some things. It'll be fun.
Cool. Yeah, I'll take first one.
Andromeda's like going to bed. Biddy, bye. Good night. Night, boys. Sounds about right, yeah.
You hear like a from Athos.
Is Athos purring in his sleep? Please let him be purring in his sleep.
Of course.
Yeah.
He's a big sleepy kitty.
Andromeda's gonna find excuses to pet you. Fair warning, okay?
I figured as much.
Alright, so Erodios is taking first watch then.
Yeah.
Um, you feel a slight trembling in the ground. You feel a little slight tremor as off about 100 feet away you see part of the dunes shake and shift a bit.
Oh no.
Another worm? Oh god.
More poison.
It wasn't enough to startle your friends awake, but you notice that a subtle shake. What do you do?
He's gonna wake us up, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm gonna get up and say I hate this place. Shake.
Andromeda's like over there, like drooling on her side.
Hey, wake up!
Huh? What? Why? What's going on?
I think it's another worm.
Are you
Good.
for real? How long have we been in bed?
How about 5 minutes?
Not even a short rest word.
Oh, fine.
You know, maybe if we get closer to the waters, it won't have interest in us. And I guess
Athos cracks his knuckles.
no.
Andromeda's like dusting the sand off of her and like getting the sickle ready. She's like, all right, let's fucking do it. I'm ready.
Let's just walk along the shoreline. Let's say we just walk along the shoreline. We'll find a different place to rest.
We're walking along the. Oh, fine. Oh.
You see a lot smaller versions of the worms that you saw before. These look like little wormlings of purple worms. And they just burst out of the dunes and swallow this giant crab that was there, and they start feasting on its corpse.
Okay, cool.
We could probably kill a bunch of them and get a bunch.
I'm not. No. How many of them do it look like?
Baby worms? We can kill baby
worm,
worms.
right?
If they're still big enough to feast on a whole ass like giant crab,
Andromeda over there, like with her sickle, like we could take them, the three of us. And like Aerodyle's just holding her back, like no.
Do you guys keep closing the sand pits map?
yeah.
No, I'm
Why
on
do
it.
you keep doing that?
Because I can open it up. Like,
Oh, okay, never mind.
I'm on it.
I was looking at the wild place map.
No. That's because that's where the purple wormlings are.
Yeah, I know. I see it.
Oh, okay.
I see zombie 7, but like, oh, there they are. Okay, yeah. So let's. Are we avoiding them, Aerodyles? We're not. Are we avoiding them?
I guess so. 'Cause both of them keep closing the map.
I didn't close the map. I'm looking
I
at
can
the map.
close the map.
Oh.
I'm on the map too.
That's odd.
Yeah.
I guess this thing's faulty then. Never mind.
Purple. Wow.
Andromeda's like, okay, so we're avoiding them. We're avoiding them, right?
We
I mean, it's
need
not the worst idea.
more secure location than this.
Okay, so we're crossing around. Big cross, long cross. Watching them eat the crab.
Why don't you guys make a stealth checks for me? In the tower.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm doing.
Oh, that's my best thing that I can do.
That's
At least-
my favorite thing.
At least, see, I'm kind of the middleman here.
And also, your zombies are gonna need to roll something as
They're
well.
not
Or
mine.
can they even?
They're
Can
not
they even?
ours.
Can they even stealth?
they're
They're
not.
not our zombies. They're Avra zombies.
Probably better than me.
Oh wow! You know what? Avra is gonna say, "We'll take care of these," and you guys go on ahead.
Avra sounds really different today.
I think she's
sick.
got a little sore throat from
Yeah, I got a little frog
a
in it.
little horse.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Man,
Andromeda's like sneaking around, being sneaky.
if only I had some spells that would help us take a nice. I say we just take a short rest and get what we can.
You mean right here, inside of the worms?
We can just watch them kill.
Ooh, we just stuck past them.
We tried to. Did we make it? That's my question.
Yes, you guys managed to get out of the sand dunes. And which way are you headed? Are you headed to the north?
Yeah, we're going north. We'll head up to the peninsula. No, it's not a peninsula. Not
Or-
exactly.
Do we want to go that
Towards
way,
the
or
Chimera West, a little island.
How do we open up the map that has the island map?
You put it in your hotbar and you open it when you need it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I thought I did, but it looks like I didn't. Fuck.
Oh, you can do that?
Yes, you can.
John,
You could
can
also
try-
do that with the turn complete in the combat tracker if you didn't know.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh. I just double clicked my token.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Well, my token's on the sandpit map, so like.
No, so is mine. But I guess I'm also on the wild place one.
I can't see it, but okay, yeah, whatever it is, let's just go north. We'll keep going north.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Are we
We're gonna-
going fast or are we sneaky? Are we going fast?
I think fast. I mean, sneaky's not really gonna work for Athos.
You're a big cat. Cats are sneaky.
With 2 flaming swords and clanking metal.
aren't they only flaming when you want them to be flaming?
Jeez.
Yes. So
He
all
has-
of you?
he has them like the swords are just always on. He's never off.
If I'm awake and walking through, like if I'm not actively being sneaky, they're on.
That's all.
Well, especially if it's at night, because that's the only light source usually.
Andromeda over there, like just looking at the swords, like, yeah, now all of the island knows we're here.
Yeah, they didn't know before when we fought 2 giant lizards, a bunch of small lizard folk. There's not lizards on this island.
The lizards don't like us. The lizards got beef with us, apparently.
Whatever ones are left.
So as we're walking, and Herodias is keeping looking back over his shoulder every now and again.
Are you okay, Ardios?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just on an island with a bunch of monstrosities on it.
I
Um,
mean, like, doesn't that make you feel right at home? And she gives him a friendly little nudge.
well, maybe if I was at least 10 tons larger, I'd probably feel a little bit more at home. You're right.
That was a joke. I hope you don't take that the wrong way. She's like swishing the sickle and like practicing her quick draw and trying to be cool as she's walking. She's like, being dramatic.
We sure have come a long ways from the Colosseum, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, right. I still feel like we should have died back there for some reason. Like we were so close to that.
Honestly, I kind of get that same feeling. It was difficult to get out. Then, of course,
It was fun.
we've got our big man over here to rescue us, little tardy to the party.
Tardy to the part. Oh, I like that. You rhyme. You're funny.
I took a poetry class in Setessa.
Ooh. You dropping freestyle rhymes over here?
I didn't do good, but I did take it.
So wait, so you've basically spent your entire life pretending to be human and having to do that thing where you hide your face, basically.
Uh, well, no.
Can't imagine.
Yes and no.
Yes and no. What's the no part?
I guess. I mean, I didn't start out that way. I looked like this when I was young, or from what I assume. And the way Setessa's customs are, they're very open to the young. And despite how alien I looked, they took me in anyway. And it wasn't until a little later in life when I discovered that I could do this, and I kind of stuck with it, and people eventually got used to it, and I just never really looked like this for a while.
So I have a question about like, your people and all of that, but like those Medusas, that lady we fought, right? Way back when, it seemed like she could never turn off the turning people into stone thing. So
Mhm.
like why is it that you can?
Uh,
Or
well,
why am I looking at you right now and not turning to stone is what I'm saying.
well, part of me thinks it's a coming of age thing. At least for those of us who are born among them. Uh,
Wait, so that means that if you were born among them, once you came of age, you just turn everyone to stone?
well, I can draw upon the power when I know I need to. It's difficult to explain. It's this. I don't know, Andromeda.
Yeah,
I
no, well, I mean, I didn't expect an answer. I thought you might know, but all right, that's cool. At least we know, like, I won't wake up one day and look at you and then I'll end up like getting petrified. At least I know I don't have to worry about that. That's fun.
Do you know that? That unknown
Well,
thing.
we're hanging out with him right now, and like, how long have we been hanging? God, how long have we been hanging out?
He's away from keyboard.
I feel like we've been hanging out for a couple weeks. I feel like
Yeah, I mean,
it's definitely been a hot minute since we've left.
yeah.
Yeah.
Since we
But
destroyed the last polis we were in.
I mean, another explanation for it could be is that I'm not full-blooded.
Ah, so that's why you can control it. Oh, that's useful though. We gotta have more half blood. And she like waves her hand, like unsure of the word. I don't want to say monster because that sounds offensive, but like more half blood beings, yeah, you know? If it allows you better
Mixing up
control
the
of your
gene pool.
abilities. Sorry?
Said mixing up the gene pools.
Yeah, exactly. I'm big on that.
I they all look so different from each other, but I can't help but feel some sort of kinship with Yuan Ti. It's a weird feeling.
So are you Yuanti?
Maybe
Uh,
he's half.
your guess is good as mine.
Andromeda like puts a hand up to like his snakes and like she like tries to stroke one of them. She's like,
That one actually likes to be pet. Not
"Wait,
as
you're
much as
saying
the other one.
the rest of them don't?" She's like looking at them like,
They have their own little personalities.
"Man, how do you wash your head?"
Headache.
Sometimes I have to do it magically.
Oh, using that spell you used earlier, right? Ooh. Do they like water? Like she's looking at them, like interestedly, since she's never had the chance to like look at them before, and she's like,
Well, not really salt water. They didn't really like being under the ocean that much, and he like scratches one of them under the chin. Out of character, I don't know if that's what you do to snakes, but that's what I'm doing.
and she's looking at them and like, do they all have names? That's what I
I think
want
it's
to know.
top of the head for snakes.
Do they all have names, or are they like Erodios 1, Erodios 2, you know, Erodios Junior?
Snake
one-
1, Snake 2.
Snake 1, Snake 2, Philip, Snake 3, Snake 4.
Whatever happened to the little snake guide friend you had?
Oh yeah, Jafar. Where's Jafar?
He's on the
He's
boat.
still on the ship, yeah.
Oh, he didn't want to come with. Oh, okay.
Oh.
He's hanging out with Seth. They're off having their own adventures, I'm sure.
What about you, Andromeda? Where are you from?
God, what was the name of the town that we were first in? I totally forgot. The first polis, where like I almost died and shit.
You're from.
Well, no, where I legit died.
You're from the same city as Aerodactyls.
That's why I was like, I couldn't remember the name. Yeah,
Satessa, yeah.
yeah. She's like, I've been around, but like I used to live in Satessa, but I've traveled a lot, been on the road, honing the craft, getting killed by my former comrades. That guy was not a nice guy. That was not fun.
Oh. Huh.
Honestly, I don't have very much love for most Satessans. They're not very nice to orphan kids, frankly speaking. Oof. They're very nice to the little bears, though.
There's bear.
Oh no!
Cubs.
It's a figure of speech.
Cubs.
That's what they call the little ones.
Cubs.
Oh,
Cubs.
That's a figure of speech. But like, yeah, no, they're very nice to those. But like, if you're a little orphan kid who likes to run around and has itchy fingers,
They tend to look the other way for most of your transgressions, and but some in your childhood, when you tried to pickpocket certain merchants, they used to give you quite a scolding.
yeah, scolding is putting it mildly. She's like remembering. Oh, those were good times, though. Oh, I had no. I was queen of the market. Okay, like used to be able to get whatever I wanted for free. It was amazing. Uh, can't get away with that now anymore, though.
free by stealing it?
Stealing is such a harsh word, Athos.
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, I like to think of it as wealth reallocation. She's looking over and grinning at him.
And I'm sure if it was food that you were procuring, they would look the other way or give it to you freely.
Gotta keep
Because
one
when you were a little cub,
basically, basically, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
yeah, but you had your eyes set on prettier looking things.
I guess I'm not fully surprised we never encountered each other.
Yeah, you were raised by classy people. Look at you doing magic and stuff.
And he kind of like looks down at his hands. Yeah. Yeah.
So what about you, Aradios? How did you end up here? I imagine you're a long way away from whoever your people are. More cat people.
I had to leave.
Oh
My
no,
bride.
why? What happened?
I lost.
You
I
lost.
tried. Yeah, I challenged my father, and I wasn't ready.
Is that a normal thing to like challenge your dad for like control of? And she's like, she waves her hands like a little bit, because she's only ever really hung out with humans, and like a lot of this is very new to her. Except like minotaurs, she has a soft spot for minotaurs. Like you can speak it.
I look different than the most others.
Why are they
that
not
I
all
grew up
like?
with.
Do they not all have like white fur like that?
No, that's just me. And I was trying to find a way to fit in and be accepted, and it backfired.
Guess we're all outcasts over here, huh?
Yeah, I decided to find my own pride.
Oh. Andromeda reaches over and like scratches him behind like the neck. You know that part that cats tend to like.
You know, a little bit. You know how cats do that, like lean press into the scratch.
She's like scratching him behind like, yeah, who's a good kitty? Oh, that's right, it's you. She's making like cooing noises like.
It's interesting how we all ended up at this place we needed to be.
Yeah, some heroes we are, right?
What can you tell me about the red orb? Where did you guys find it?
Oh, and she's like, her eyes light up, and she's like, oh, that was so much fun. Oh my god. So, we were in the temple of Mogus, right? Y'all know Mogus, right? And she's like, she looks between the
Mogus? You willingly went into a temple of Mogus?
I mean, there was stuff to find, you know. There was more wealth to reallocate. I mean, you know, you got to do what you got to do, and you know, we were in there, and Hop's brother Dazun, what timeline is this? Fuck, were we there with Dazun at the time, or was it Aradios playing the other brother? What was his name? I can't remember.
Oh,
God.
No, you're right.
I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, I know.
There.
That's why you avoid time travel.
Oh yeah, that was Dazun. Yeah, that was with the other.
It was
yeah.
the other brother.
He
Okay,
left.
okay.
Yeah, they left earlier. Definitely.
Right.
Yeah.
So like, you know, we were hanging out with Hop's older brother. I don't even know how they're brothers, you know, when he was fighting in the games and all of that. And then we had to go over there and we had to liberate some artifacts from it, you know. And Metis got hired by Damocles, who he did not know at the time, in his defense, was trying to destroy the world. he got hired by Damocles to retrieve the orb, and we were like, cool, sounds like good work. And we jumped at the chance. I picked up a couple of bracers. Those were really nice, except they tried to kill me. So that was fun.
Oh.
Yeah, cursed by Mogus, which was frustrating because they really improved my aim. He's like, like rubbing her wrists absentmindedly where they used to be.
Pull them out of the bag. These things?
Ah, be careful with those.
You kept them?
She's like, be careful with those.
I think they were just in the bag, right?
Well, I handed them over to Hop, so he said he'd find a use for them, but I wouldn't. Nobody should wear them unless they're a champion of Mogus. It doesn't attune to anybody else very well, as I can tell you. They almost killed me. I'm like it's not even funny.
That is definitely not me, so.
Sounds like loot.
And what of... I wish Metis was with us, but...
Well, he and Avra have a lot to talk about.
Where did he get that metallic raptor of his?
That's a long story. As I understand, he was tinkering and he found it. He found it and he was able to repair it. And then when we met Damocles, we found out that Damocles made all of like a whole bunch of anvil rots, like not just that particular one, but like there used to be like an army of them, and he plans to use them to take over the world, apparently. So, but Metis ended up with the one because he fixed it up and cleaned it up. Am I remembering this right? God, stop me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, you're getting most of it right. Yeah, sounds good.
I mean, like it gets lost in the retelling, right?
They were flying over, and I think the anvil rots. There was a few raptors, and you guys were in the deserts near the Minotaur Polis when these raptors coming from the volcano mountains over there. They swooped down, and I think you guys defeated them, and Metis repaired it and tinkered with it, and
He made it
into his familiar.
Andromeda's just like,
And then he noticed that it had the same inscriptions as the other constructs and similar symbols that you saw in the Mogus temple, indicating that it was built by Damocles.
and she's like, well, Metis, he's all about the knowledge. His brain's so big, he's got to keep filling it up with knowledge. So he decided to play with it, and now it's his bird. I mean, we found Seth in that temple too. He used to be a priest. He was a priest a long time ago, and then he became an undead skull. Now he hangs out with us. We rescued him, actually. Like funny story.
Now he's a pirate.
No, there's a funny story about that. I was actually that gem he has in the middle of his head?
I recall.
Yeah, so we were not stealing anything, of course. It was we were getting them to put them in a museum. Yeah, that's what we were doing. And I saw this pretty looking little gem and I thought, that looks nice. But when I tried to very delicately, hey, she's like, very delicately remove it from the skull it was attached to, the skull woke up and started yelling at me. And then, well, we talked to him, and he said he felt remorseful for the things he did when he was working with Damocles, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he felt remorseful for the things he did when he was a priest who worked with Damocles, and so we were like, why don't you come join us and you can atone for the things you did? And here we are.
He was a priest of Mogus. Damocles is not. Damocles is a is a worshiper of Porphyros, and he
Yeah.
came to the Mogus temple where
He was gonna offer them the ability to make something, right? He was making them something. I remember that.
yes, they once had the temple to Mogus, which he used to be a humanoid, and back in the ancient before the Hero Age, centuries ago, uh, these people gave culture, as they would call it, to the Minotaurs and
Ah,
taught them
so
things.
they did some colonialism. Got it.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, they did some, and they taught them the ways, and they taught them about, they gave them scripture and things, and he was he was orchestrating their culture and orchestrating um, attacks on other polises, and they lost a great big war, and they had many casualties. And then, of course, Damocles stepped in and says he could help them restock their
Their
armies.
army, yeah, and he was like, "Well, I'll make you constructs and anvil rots and shit." That's what I remember. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
and his manufacturing process involved pretty horrifying
Yeah,
things, and
he was turning the minotaurs into his constructs, right? Did I
yeah,
remember that right?
yeah, a little bit like that, and yeah, and Seth, they were kind of, I mean, he's evil, but not that evil, I guess.
He has
And then of course
and
he got betrayed by Damocles because he didn't need the worshippers anymore because now most of the army was constructs which he controlled, and
yeah, he turned on them.
he just got rid of the help, as he called it, and then yeah, that's how that got happened, and that's all he remembers. And then then you found him.
Wait, I thought he volunteered to get turned into a skull so that he could guard the temple. I remember you telling us that when we found him the first time.
That was a lie.
That was a lie. Okay, yeah, okay. So,
He wanted you all to leave because he didn't want you to find the orb.
the orb,
But
and now he's with us.
yeah,
Oops.
but he thought he changed his mind a few times. Yeah.
Andromeda's like, you know what? If we ever figure out how to get him another body, we can give him the bracers. You know, he does still worship Mogus. Last I checked. So, does he still worship Mogus God? He does, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know if that's wise to bring back a follower of Mogus.
Oh, I mean, like for the longest time, Hop's brother was a follower of Mogus. You know, and he was.
Was he willing?
I'd say so. Overall.
Hmm.
I mean, he never complained, so.
Well, I suppose he made a promise. But
You,
that has
you,
to be...
you had. Andromeda takes the sickle out and points it at him. She's like, "You have a problem with gods, don't you?" You're like, you're our resident atheist over here.
He's not alone.
I suppose that's a way of putting it. I guess I've just learned to be annoyed enough by their petty affairs. It goes a little deeper than that, but for the most part, I don't want to get involved.
Andromeda looks at him and she's like, "I like to think of it that they're just like us, you know, they have their own squabbles and everything. They just have more power than us, you know?" And
Except for they manipulate the masses to do their bidding and ruin lives.
and she looks at Athos. She looks at Athos and is like, "Is that any different than what a king does?"
Kings are
You can cut down the king.
a little bit, yeah. It's much easier to replace a king than it is a god. But I'm willing to try. You all are.
I mean, I've always been interested in that. Very very interested in how the gods become gods. That's I'm big on that stuff.
Do you guys know where Damocles is now?
Well, oh wait, where was the forest we burned down? It was outside what polis, John?
You burned down a forest.
I'll tell the story, but just remind me where it was outside, because I can't. Out of character, I can't remember. She remembers. But I
Akros.
don't. So you know where Akaros is?
Yes.
So there's this forest outside of Akaros, right? And Metis, because he was the one who promised to get the orb to Damocles, was examining it. He was playing around with it, and all of a sudden, there was this huge pillar of fire that came down and ate half the forest that we were in.
Huh.
He summoned it. He summoned it down from the heavens. It was like it was. To be honest, it looked really cool. But then, yeah. So that was Metis, and he burned down half the forest. That was interesting. We thought we lost Seth in the fire.
Isn't he a flaming skull?
Well, like that's why we thought we lost him, but he survived. He survived. He's great. I love him. I really like him.
So you don't know where he is now.
Unfortunately, not. No, we saw him in the forest after we tried to stop Metis from handing the thing over, but he was too quick for me.
Well,
I almost had him. Okay, I shot an arrow at him. I almost had him. I would have got him too.
if it wasn't for your meddling kid. Well, it's possible that if Third Eye has any connection to Damocles, I might be able to see what he is doing.
We could try
Ooh,
that.
good play.
That's a good idea, actually.
But it'll have to be another time, of course. I was wondering if these orbs are a set. What was going on with one of them? It's been bugging me for a while.
Well, we're supposed to find the rest of them and defeat Damocles before he destroys the world, so that's fun.
And you just had to go into a temple of Mogus to find the red one?
It just happened to be there. We had no choice, man. Like, come on.
And we have to kill a kraken to get the blue one? We can't just walk
Listen.
into a temple and take it out?
Ooh, didn't we already kill a dragon? I mean, like, how much harder can a kraken be, right?
The earth shakes
I mean-
as you say this.
And Andromeda's like, wait, Athos, will you allow me to do this?
Do
Like as the earth like shakes, she jumps right up into his arms, like
Oh, yeah.
like she has her hands around his neck, and she's like,
yeah. Athos is completely unfazed by the weight of you. Just like resting you there, like in the crook of his elbow. Like
she jumps up into his arms, and she's like, what? No, fine, yeah, no, that's what heroes do, right? We're heroic.
Just keep in mind when we do face the Kraken, I don't think your bow's gonna be much good underwater.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, if we can pull him up over the water, we might have a better chance.
I can't even comprehend.
I don't know if I can lift a Kraken.
That's what the.
I
that's what the
really don't think you understand what you're up against. You think an arrow is going to do something against the thing you're going up against.
She's very optimistic, and she's
okay.
not. She does not have a big brain like Metis. Okay,
Okay,
leave her
gotcha.
alone.
Gotcha.
Leave her alone. Oh my god. What do you mean?
I'm sorry.
What's the saying go? Tits big, head empty.
Oh wow, wow.
Listen, you know what her wisdom score is. She has a high intelligence,
Mhm.
decent intelligence, but wisdom's 10. So she's like,
Gotcha.
like
It's not bad.
she's like, I'm sure we'll figure it out. Like, you guys are big and tough and strong. We'll get him. Like, we got the dragon, right? If only I still had those bands. Ah,
that, that dragon. That dragon is nothing compared to the size of that creature.
Like you realize shook an island that we're standing on.
Andromeda's like, well, you know what? We're supposed to be heroes, right? So like, we gotta act like it. We gotta rush in the face of danger and
Hey.
almost die. That's heroic.
Don't get me wrong, I'm absolutely 100% on board for going and fighting your kraken.
At this point, she's just like transferred herself to Athos's back, and she's like riding along. After like jumping up into his arms, she's just like hanging onto his back for a little bit.
I'm imagining all these different cutscenes where she's like in a different way of traveling each different time.
Like hanging onto his back, sitting on his shoulders,
Scratching his head the entire time, like,
wrapped around one of his legs like a toddler.
yeah. She's the fun comic relief. What can I say?
Been walking for a while, but I haven't seen much of anything. But
As long as there's no more
Y'all
water.
want to take a break? Grab some water.
Yeah, I could do that.
I think we've been walking for long enough. Let's try to find a little bit of shelter somewhere.
Did we make any progress?
John,
Along
in
our
game,
trek.
how long have we been walking?
Which way have you been walking?
We went to the right of the loop, I believe.
Right, so this way.
Yeah.
John, can you share the big map, the island map? Because I can't pull it up. I don't
Just
know
double
where it
click
is.
your token on your character sheet.
In
I-
images,
I
images,
only have the sand pit.
in image. Like, go to images. It's the wild place.
Images. Gotcha. Gotcha.
Make a
The wild
shortcut.
place?
Make a shortcut.
I'm out of shortcuts.
You're what? Press
I'm
control
out of
then.
If you press control, yeah, it'll take you a. That'll give you a new set.
Press control, shift,
Control shift.
any of them, either or.
Yeah.
Oh, so how do I swap between them basically?
You just hold it. So if you hold control, it'll bring you up a new bar, and you can put something in there, and you can just hold control again to have access to it.
Cool. I gotta remind myself of that because like I will make the. You know what will happen? I'll make the new bar and I'll forget that it's there.
You know,
We're going north. We're going north.
All right. Well, you guys are walking along. It's a it's a pretty. It's mostly desert on both ends. There really isn't much land as you. There's only a few. There's no trees. There's just a few bits and pieces of flowers and foliage and jungle bushes and things like that. And you walk across and you see something. You see some sparkling shimmering up in the water up ahead.
Oh, hello.
please just
Andromeda-
get your point.
Andromeda's gonna go and like scout up ahead and she's gonna go poke at it. Well, not poke it. I just want to see it. I'm not gonna poke at it.
All right, make an investigation check to see out what you see dancing in the water up ahead.
Oh yeah, yay baby. Oh shit.
You spy
Damn.
on these swirling forms in the water. Come, two of them take shape, crusting the water. One male form and a female form. They all have this starry purple inner, and their eyes are glowing purple, and they have these long, flowing hair, and they're just simply you can almost hear them laughing and dancing in the water.
Oh no.
Andromeda, did they notice us at all?
Ready.
Make a stealth check, since I'm
Okay.
imagining you, Andromeda, told
Yeah,
the rest
I'm
of them stay
being-
back, and you are watching this scene.
Hey, shit. No, wait, it didn't go into the towers. Sorry, let me re-roll. I mean, like, if you have to ask, right? Because it's like minimum 23.
They they pay you no mind as they just sort of swirl and dance about.
She's like watching them, intrigued.
Another one steps, and the other two kind of stop in attention, and the one is holding a beautiful looking clamshell, and you're too far away to actually know what they're talking about, but it looks like they're
Does the clamshell interest me? You just look.
you're too far away to take notice, but it looks like a clamshell that they seem to be trading amongst each other and showing.
Okay.
And then the one leaves, and then comes back with what looks to be some sort of pearl, and they look like they're trading. Looks like they're handing over the pearl, and looks like to be some trading. And then the one dives back into the water and becomes one with it again, and leaves the other two kind of swirling around and kind of joyously frolicking over their new treasure.
So they're just vibing and minding their own business, right?
So far, yeah.
Okay. Andromeda's gonna head back and she's gonna be like, so I saw a bunch of water beings over there. They look mostly harmless. I'd say like they'd probably leave us alone. They didn't look like they wanted to fight us. I mean, like they look like they were just enjoying their time. So like, you know, we can keep going and like just not bother them.
Yeah.
Describe them to me a little bit more, Andromeda.
Oh, she's like she thinks a bit. They look like they were made of water. One of them had this purple swirly thingy in his stomach, and they. Oh, I saw one of them like just he came out of the water of another pool, and then like he went back into the water. It was pretty cool. I gotta say, like they were part of the water, and then they became separate things, and then they became the unpart of the water again. That was really cool.
Is it possible for Aerodaios to recall what creature type these things may be?
Do you spend a lot of time near sources of water?
Just wondering
You guys don't know
if there's a
shit.
check I needed to make. I know, I just want to be in character for it.
Okay.
Everyone's like, I don't know shit.
I guess you. I mean, they're pretty. Sailors across the world. Well,
None of us are sailors. We just have a boat, but we're not sailors per se.
true. Yeah, so I believe that these would be still foreign entities to you all.
Listen, they look like they were made of water, but like they look mostly peaceful. So I'd say like if we leave them alone, they'll probably leave us alone.
Well,
Yeah. You walk
And they
by.
can, and they can conduct trade, so that means they're sapient. So
Means sentient.
oh, not just sentient, but sapient too. You know, there's a difference, right?
scratch my big dumb head. Okay, well, if they'll leave us alone, then I guess we should just ignore him and push forward.
Shall we try and be sneaky this time so that they don't see us? Erdios, put the swords out.
Athos?
Help Athos put his swords out.
Okay.
He's like, "Oh, that's a good kitty.
Feel
You're a
like
good kitty. You're a good kitty." And she's like scratching his head again when he does it. He's like, "Mm."
I'm still not sneaky.
I'll be sneaky enough for all of us, okay?
Let's try it.
All right, let's sneaking around.
I've got a decent modifier, but that doesn't mean anything.
Uh-huh. All right, so what are you guys trying to do? You're trying to sneak around them?
Just
Yeah,
moving.
so that they
Okay.
don't bother us. We're not
They're
bothering
like
them.
staying among the jungle plants or something, creeping low. I don't know.
Okay.
It's not looking for an
Sorry.
interaction.
All right,
Close.
you guys walk along the green foliage, keeping them in eye shot, and Athos, you trip over a twig, and
Oh no!
the two that were dancing stop. They look over, and they go deep. They go further out in the water, and they kind of eye you as you pass, and they
Just
are
like-
now keeping an eye on you.
And
from
you're almost
afar.
like-
Do like an awkward wave, like hello.
And Roman's like, well, since they know we're here, I'm just gonna say in common to them. She's like, "Hi, we come in peace. We don't want to fight. We're looking for a chimera. We're just looking for a chimera. Nothing else."
I'll try that in Sylvan.
What
Try to say-
brings you to want to fight such a beast?
Oh, they understand common. Gotcha. And she's like,
Glory.
she crosses over to them, like, to be polite.
Don't
She's like,
get too close to the water.
I'm not. I won't. No. She's like, I won't. She's like, well, so there's this dude called Damocles, and he's trying to destroy the world, and he has like the orb of fire, and so like we gotta get the orb of water, and like we gotta clear this island in order to get it, and like one of the things we gotta do is like kill the chimera to get it. So it's like it's a whole big deal, yeah. And she says that all like in a rush.
They both look at each other with puzzling eyes, and they shrug. So you seek the orb. Many foolish heroes have tried.
That's us.
What
foolish
makes
heroes.
you think you will succeed where all others have failed?
I light my swords up.
And
Fire.
John was like, oh wait,
I
our
guess
This
Maybe.
one relies on his strengths. You rely on your words and how you phrase things. Hmm.
and my charming good looks, and she gives them a grin, like.
We wouldn't know. You all look odd to us.
I mean,
Nothing
hey,
can
the
match the
world.
majestic form of the waters of Nylea's, Thasha's sea.
Well, it just so happens we actually restored a temple to Fasha, so like we're on good terms with them. You know, like we're doing good.
Well, she would be pleased, I have no doubt.
Yeah, we're cool. We're cool, right, guys? And she's like looking over her.
If you
shoulder
are
at, like,
looking for the Chimera, you should seek out that small island. That is where they tend to tussle and try to usurp one for dominance.
small island. Oh, you mean at the top?
On this.
The one at the very top?
In this
The tippy top?
cove, yes.
Great.
She-
So we do need to get the boat. Okay.
I mean, how long of a swim is that?
I'm not going. I'm not swimming. I'm not going in the water. You cannot make me.
And Rona's like, well, I mean, like I can.
I mean,
do
I
this.
could.
I have Hop's old ring, so like you could walk with me.
I don't think that's how the ring works.
If you wear it, you could probably carry her.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I do know of a certain waterway that would make it a quick swim. It would only take you. Oh, you would be there in a flash.
Can I insight check, please?
Go ahead.
Thank you, God. Because I've seen enough stories where they try to drag you under.
I want to ask them. Can I go for a swim with you?
Oh, look at that roll,
Oh,
baby.
are you sure you can handle swimming near to our ethereal, watery bodies?
John, how was
I have
that?
no idea what you are, so maybe.
Are they trying to kill us? Are they trying to drown us?
Your insight is you don't hear any deception in their words.
Andromeda's looking between the two of them. I mean, like, we could. I don't think they're trying to
He
kill us.
procures a conch shell, and
Ooh.
he plays it. This kind of dull this dull sound comes out of it, and three other naiads form out of the water. One of them is in the shape of a leonin. I would be happy to swim with you, she says to
Andromeda
Athos.
Andromeda looks over at Athos.
Athos
You
gonna
need a friend.
dive into the water.
No.
Wait, no. He's gonna throw up his hood first and then dive in the water.
Wait,
You
do we
see
still have
this?
the
You
water
see
breathing
this
spell?
ethereal cat form, very, very sleek, like more like looks like a cheetah, and she has this swimming grace. She swirls around you, and she actually, in doing that, you actually swim faster, and you feel this current, this mythical current, kind of pull you around into the water. And she plays these little games of dunking your head and going, kind of in and out of ethereal into the water and then reforming right in front of you to see how you would react.
Do we still have the water breathing
Splash.
spell on us?
No.
Nope. I can breathe underwater.
Oh, of course he can.
He's got like cloak of Android. Athos.
I told you I would get one.
He's underwater right now, Aerodine.
No.
Andromeda's like she's gonna cast the she's gonna hold the ring out to Aerodile, and she's like, "Do you want it?"
I'm not going out there.
Athos is doing like the dolphin, like breaching, like the.
She's like, would you see? Oh, you're trying to breach. Let me help you. And she turns her hands into this like water jet, and she shoots you 10 feet into the air, and then you try to make a performance check to see if you can dive back into the water.
Can I do it in athletics for it?
No.
He wants to see how dramatic you're being.
Let's see the
Or
charisma
it
score.
would be probably acrobatics. Try acrobatics. All right, you try to get you only get about one of your hands to kind of breach the water. It's sort of like a half dive. It's not very graceful, but at least you don't do a belly flop. And you breach back into the water, and there is the Leonin Naiad there to greet you again, and she's giggling and bubbles are coming from her mouth underneath the water.
Andromeda's like, she looks over at Arrhidaeus and she's like, he's having fun. I mean, like, it doesn't look like they're gonna kill us. Come on. We'll be
But
fine.
he takes a seat on the ground and he says, "By all means."
Come on.
Hey guys, it's great.
And
Water's off.
she's pulling him by the shoulders from the ground. She's like, come on, Arrhidaeus, come on. You'll be fine.
There's this other feminine-looking naiad with long, flowing hair. Walks over to you, Andromeda, and she throws her watery hair back. And she lifts out her hand. Do you care for a swim?
I'm not the best swimmer, but I'll try. And she's like, oh shit, John, will you allow this? Wait,
What?
will you allow me to run in and do a cannonball? Please let me do it.
You can do whatever you want. So she tries to grab your hand, and she's like, "No bother." And you run over to the water, and you jump in, and you make this big splash. The naiad comes around and spins around you and creates this kind of a whirlpool effect around you, and you kind of are spinning in place, and then she swims closer to you and grabs your hand and guides you through the under the water, and she takes you to this beautiful, majestic coral reef area.
Shit,
And
I have to hold my breath this entire time.
all these shades of yellow and orange, and there's this little cave underneath the water she brings you to, and she shows you breach into this little, where there's a pocket of air, and there's all these like shelves kind of cut into the cave, and she has all these little doodads like silverware and like
Oh my
a
God.
brush, and there's of course pearls and shells and things, but there's also there's a broken like dagger. There's just like a hilt of something. There's a giant cannonball on the ground.
I've seen The Little Mermaid. I know how this goes.
There's yeah. So
She's like,
this is
your
my
place?"
personal collection. Yes, I like to
Nice,
collect
pretty.
things.
Impressive. She's like looking around. You got some pretty looking stuff over here. Gotta say. Oh boy, I wish I could breathe on the water like you guys though. Would definitely make kraken hunting easier. He's like swimming around looking at her things.
Well, I could help you with that.
Help? How? What kind of help? What are we
Just-
talking here?
Well, I could give you a gift.
Well, you can't just get. Well, I gotta give you something in return, right? And Andromeda's like
Oh
scrabbling
yeah,
around.
yeah.
She's,
Do you have something for me?
she's like scrabbling around.
And I will gift you the blessings of the sea, and
She's like scrabbling around in her pockets as she's as this naiad is talking. She's like checking her pockets. Like, what about this? And she pulls out one of her gems. It's the topaz, I suppose.
oh, that is quite pretty. Where did you acquire it?
Long story.
That'll go right. She's got another like little pebbles and things, and a few little marbles, and she puts it with them. Oh, that's so. Oh, that's so beautiful. Thank you for your gift. I will.
No, of
I
course,
won't forget
no.
you. And I will bless you now. And she starts like this swirl of water starts forming around you, and these starry sparkles start to shimmer around you, and you feel this cool sensation, and the wind kind of picks up, and your neck starts to itch, and slits start to form, and gills start to form near underneath where your neck is.
Andromeda is like feeling them, and she's looking at her, and she's like, "So does this mean I can't breathe over the water, or does it mean I can do both now?" Just to be clear.
Well, you're talking and breathing right now, dear.
Good point. And she's like, when they're done growing, like she's gonna like stick her head under the water and like see if it works.
Well, looking a gift horse in the mouth. She kicks you into the water as you shift your head, and she pulls you in, and she pulls you to go into the deep water, and you start blowing bubbles out of your new. You try to hold your breath, but you don't, and it blows out of the gills, and then you open your eyes and you start breathing through it instinctively.
Oh, that's so. She tries to say that's so cool.
And nothing comes
It
out.
comes out as bubbles.
Yeah,
Right? She's
no, there's
like-
no more bubbles left. You're just you just mouthing. That was cool. They're like like a fish. Yeah, yeah. And she nods knowingly, and she swims you back up to meet Aerodios sitting on the beach.
She's like, she comes running out, and she's like, "Hey, Erodios, they're not messing with us. Come on, you gotta go." And she's like, she tries to pull him up and push him into the water.
What is on your neck?
Assistance, okay? I can breathe underwater now. Don't question it. I mean, if we're gonna fight a kraken, right? She's like trying to lift him up. She's like putting her hands underneath his armpits and like trying to pull him up and push him into the water.
What is your character doing here now?
She's like, "Come on, it's not that bad. She's nice. What's your name, by the way?" And she looks back at the naiad.
It's Maya.
Maya's nice. Come on, you're not gonna die. Come on. And she's like pulling Erodios out. She's like, "Come on, come on."
Snake 13 through 20 does not like salt water, so I'm gonna stay right here.
Was that salt water or was it like?
It's salt water. Of course, it's salt water.
It's the ocean.
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh, come on, we gotta kill
Oh,
the
water
kraken."
is bad for snake scales. I'm staying right here.
He doesn't need more adaptations.
Athos wants to come out and Erdos, come on, join us. It's fun. We can use the break.
They both have two naiads, kind of like with their arms around Athos and Andromeda, and they're both telling Aerodios to come into the water.
And Andromeda's looking at Eridos and she's like, "Hey, I bet you could totally lift him up. You could totally pick him up."
You mean Athos, but yeah.
Sorry, at Athos. She's looking at Athos and saying, "You could pick Eridos up. Come on, Athos. You could do it. I can't, but."
Come on, Erdos. You want to do the lift?
I'm being peer pressured indeed.
Athos is gonna pick him up and then run and cannonball him.
Oh well, okay. Erodios, do you try to resist
Kill
Athos?
I guess.
Okay. Alright, 25. 25 athletics check or acrobatics check.
Can I even make that? I couldn't make that even if I wanted to. So.
You might hit a net 20.
What's what's your modifiers?
+2 and a -1, so.
Yee. Yee.
Athos just picks him up and is like, "Come on."
Going for a dip.
Andromeda's like, "Join us, join us, join."
There's this
Launches.
large feminine woman with she's very well endowed with, she's got shorter hair, and she reaches out to Aerodios. Care for a dip?
Ooh.
The water is pleasant this day.
Does Erdos have a type?
Put me down!
I don't know. Maybe Aerodios likes him instead, and she makes it like a head gesture over to the first naiad we saw.
Athos full sprint to the water.
Throw him in.
No. I'm like cannonball with him.
And I was like cheering him
the
on.
tall female naiad. Oh, I'm sorry, and she changed shape to this very masculine physique with very buff.
Shit.
Does this please you?
No, it's...
Oh my god, they're all non-binary? This is awesome. They have no sense of gender. I'm here for this.
It's all about the aesthetic. Okay, put me down.
He's in the water now.
It's too late now, sweetie. And she takes Aerodice's hand, and she pulls you into the water, and you spin a dizzying amount. Water is sparkling and majestically spinning as you rocket around into the water. And he birth and kind of jump in unison as the naiad is assisting you in swimming, and you come back, and she brings you back to Athos. They. They bring you back
they're all
to
they. They're all they,
Athos.
right? They
They're
can
all
say-
they. Yes.
Andromeda's like,
Do you
yeah,
not?
look
Are
at you having fun.
Do you not enjoy the Thasha's domain of the sea?
I want to go up. I'm going up to there. Ugh.
I believe your friend doesn't quite like sea travel.
Yeah, it's the snake in him. He can't help it. Don't be too hard on him.
He also can't breathe underwater.
Yeah,
cool.
tricky.
We just assumed you were all humanoids. I'm sorry. We don't know the difference.
No, it's fine. I mean, like, hey, you helped, and
Fair.
Andromeda's like, she's touching the gills and like, like looking at them and being like,
It
cool.
obviously underneath the gills, it's very sensitive, and it
Yeah,
hurts when you
looking
touch
at
it.
she's looking at her reflection in the water, and she's like, fascinating.
And you notice that you can close them almost instinctually, like a new muscles. They were there, but not. And you can almost close them to where they're just turned into little slits.
That is so cool. She's like, Athos, look at this, and like she does the thing where like she opens them up and closes them.
Athos touches it.
It it's irritating a little bit, Andromeda.
Ooh, easy. They're new.
You need me to cauterize it?
Oh my
No!
god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
She gives him a look and is like, no, I just got them. You don't need.
Well, Erasmus is gonna shoddily like swim over to Andromeda and just be like, well, now that she got gills, you can have that ring.
And you see these giant crabs
Oh my God, give me
coming
the ring.
out of the
She
water.
quickly takes the ring and gives it to him.
No need to worry, the naiads reply, as they
they're with
stroke the giant crab's back.
Andromeda exhales and like it still hands the ring over
We have many friendly sea creatures here.
No, they tried eating us the other day.
I don't think they're the same. Wait, these crabs are made out of water, John, or are they like the same crabs?
They're
that,
the
like,
same
attacked us?
giant crabs that attacked you, yes.
Andromeda's like looking at them. Hi. She kind of waves at the one that's being stroked. She's like, hi.
When you wave, the giant crab does a little snap with its pincher.
Athos stuffs his leftover crab meat into his back pocket.
Why did you have that out? Put that away.
Aren't these beautiful crustaceans? Aren't they wonderful creatures?
Yeah, delectable.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Touch Athos.
very,
Delightful.
very-
Yes. Very, very delightful. They have amazing shells. Very tough.
Yes, they do
Yeah,
make
unbelievably
they
tough.
do make good protectors.
Protectors. What are they protecting?
Are sometimes we get a few of you've met some of those hostile lizards. Sometimes they try to raid our little hideaways, and the crabs seems to keep them at bay.
Well, then, you're in luck because they keep coming after us too. So, we have something.
They
have something
won't.
else in common.
They won't. They don't come this. They know that this is our domain over here. They don't. They tend to keep to the mainland. They don't come out this far.
Yeah, I think a bunch of them tried to kill my friends earlier.
I'm not surprised. They're usually hostile for any visitors. Even though it's very, very rare we get any visitors at all. But this year it seems to be very, very different. You are not the first ones that You're not the first heroes or adventurers, as they call themselves, or treasure hunters, the other group called themselves. It seems we've got a lot of activity.
Treasure hunters, you say? There wasn't an old
the
guy over there.
gods are in a very playful mood this year, having their what do you say? Having their servants, come out and inspect the wild place.
Well, it is. I have to say, this water is very pleasant. Andromeda's like lying on her back, floating on the water. You know what I mean.
Well,
Aren't you having fun, Eridios? She calls over to him.
As soon as I put on the ring, I'm standing.
He's standing on top of the water.
And with with your hands on your hips, like I am not having
Yeah,
fun.
Matt,
Can I pull him?
Aerodile said stop having fun.
Can you what? Can you what?
fine. We have a mission to do.
Well, we gotta swim over, right?
Mm. Oh, the Naiads. Do you think it would be safer to travel the waters to the island or to head back up on land?
We could just spirit you away to that island. Could bring you to the coast, but we do not care for fighting, and I believe it would be an interference if we helped you any further. But we can get you to that island.
All right, let's go.
Yeah. Would our little frolic in the water count as a short rest?
Yeah, do we feel refreshed? I'm sure we feel refreshed.
Yeah, there was a lot of conversation and going on and resting. Sure, this counts as a rest.
Yay! All right, come on, Aerodiles. Let's go visit the Kraken.
You all look very tired. Would you like to sleep in one of our hidey coves for the night?
Yes.
That actually sounds like a really good idea.
And
She's looking over.
and we can take you to the island in the morning.
Yeah, let's
I'll
do
look
that.
over at the one that's Leonid and would I be staying with you?
If you wouldn't mind, do I make you more comfortable? Is my form pleasing to you?
And
Hi, guys.
Rhonda's looking over at Aerodios. She's like, "You coming?"
Well, I'm not leaving you guys behind.
Go stay with Andromeda.
And Andromeda's looking over at the other Naiad who was hanging out with her. She's like, "I mean, like, you can, if you must." Like, she has a very like pointed smile on her face, and she's looking at Aerodios. She's like,
This very 6-foot-tall, muscular naiad comes over to Aerodios, and I can show you the way.
Oh. Well, we do need a rest.
"Come on, Aerodios. This is the way. Let's do it."
Athos shoots Aerodilus a wink.
Let's go.
All right, and
Andromeda's,
you
like,
you
looking
both
at
you both
Maya.
you both have your Maya grabs your everyone grabs their affiliated naiad, and they all spirit you to each different little secret coves. Maya brings you back to her little secret cove with her shelves and her nice area.
Nice.
And Athos, you get taken to a smaller but yet similar looking cove with lots of different metal objects. There's a large there's actually a large shield in one. It looks like she actually has an affinity for weapons. She has lots of different rusted kind of, but all looking like, and of course, very finely crafted tritons and things, and of course the occasional seashell and pearl and things like that.
Well, like
That
your
was
style.
terrible. That was terrible.
Oh my god.
Just for reference, that was terrible for later. Go on.
What was terrible? Oh, oh, okay, okay. And then Aerodios, this very large, expansive cave. This naiad brings you in, and there's actually it's a deep recess, and there's actually multiple little sections. It actually turns up into a Y, and if you it leads you down to this other section, and there's a bed of algae kind of laid out, and there's these ever burning, or ever not burning, but these gemstones placed in the walls that are illuminating the area with these nice, beautiful purple glow. And here there's paintings depicting of many different polises of and there's also other paintings in here of like aquatic creatures and things, and of course they have also giant shells and things all along the walls, and you can rest here in this nice seaweed bedding that I have.
Spared no expense.
Sometimes I do have visitors for the lucky traveler.
Aradile's got the big manly man. Ooh.
Tell me, where did you?
Flexing.
Where do you? I've never seen. I've never seen one with snakes for hair. Tell me about yourself.
Well, if it bothers you, I'm sure I can take on a better appearance. And all these
No,
guys...
not at all. I find it lovely. It moves just like my hair.
What a Chad. Aradile's go.
Oh. Well, I don't know a lot about where I'm really from, so unfortunately I don't have a story. I'm still figuring it out.
Well, that's sad. I was hoping for an epic tale. Well, you can rest here. I have a few things to take care of, and
Can I play some music for atmosphere, John?
that's all right. And
Oh,
and
yes.
this naiad leaves the room to let you rest, and I guess we'll go to Andromeda's area where Maya is, and I haven't had anybody actually stay in my cove like this. This is so weird.
What, really? Not even the other naiads?
No, generally we usually don't. I never had another naiad want to come and see my things.
What? You've got such a cute little collection here, though.
I
mean, like,
thank you.
I collect stuff too, different kinds of things. But you know, when
What
you're
kind of
adventuring out
things?
there,
What kind of things? Can you show me?
and like she looks into her bag and she realizes most of it's different kinds of blood, and she's like, I don't know how interested you would be in creatures' blood.
Ooh, she kind of has this like frown and like, why
I'm an
do you have these blood?
alchemist in training, shall we say?
What is this alchemy?
Oh, and she sits the naiad down and she's like, well, based on what I can find out, it is about combining the properties of certain ingredients so that you can make potions and things that can enhance your abilities, can heal.
Oh. Well, why do humans make such curious things? Aren't some humans innate abilities to heal the sick. Isn't that enough? I don't.
Oh, innate? No, nobody has innate abilities. We all have to learn. The knowledge is given to us by the gods, and she actually does look like very like sincere when she says that. She's like,
Aw.
the knowledge is given by those who seek it, especially those who follow Farika, for example.
Gross.
And she really does look like very like she really believes that.
Okay. Well,
I mean, obviously I follow her, but she's been good to me overall. I'd say she's been very nice to me, generous.
well, I, on the other hand, was created by the very gods themselves. So I think I don't really have a choice to believe in them or worship them. I feel the connection, so I am always aware of Thasha and the sea.
What must that be like? You never have time for yourself, not connected to them.
No, I always hear Thasha's thoughts, and of late she's been quite angry and upset.
What about?
Oh, she doesn't like what's happening on the land.
You mean like with those treasure hunters?
No, I meant with the polises and
Oh,
yeah, apparently a lot of gods are warring with each other, and Thasha is worried that the warring will eventually affect her domain.
well, we're trying to bring balance back to it, and Andromeda sighs. Trying to bring balance back to all of them. That's what we're here to do. That's why we need the orb.
Well, I hope Thasha deems you worthy of procuring the orb.
I hope so too. Andromeda looks at her. She's like,
Please do be
"You
careful.
never had."
No one has ever been able to. No one's ever been able to get that from the heart of the Kraken. No one's
Someone
ever come
already
out
killed
of.
one.
No one's ever come out of that Kraken and lived. And
Someone already killed one of the chimeras.
you know,
so-
it's not. You know, it's not. You know, it's still not too late. You could flee from this place. You could run away. You don't have to go into the belly of that horrifying beast.
Sorry about. She gives her a look, and like she does look like genuinely like sorry about it, and she's like, "We gotta be heroes," and she gives like a kind of shrug where it's like, "We have no choice but to be heroes, right? It's what we were born to do."
I guess that's the way of things.
This is the way.
Well, you must be tired. You should get some sleep.
You too. I mean, and Andromeda looks at her. Fade to black.
You got seen.
that performance check is so bad. Oh my god.
All right, you all. Most
Aren't
of
you,
you.
aren't you gonna have a moment with like Athos or like Erodios instead?
Well,
Athos
Erodios'
didn't get
moment
anything.
was, I think, over, right? Or did you want to continue that? Erodios?
I went to bed.
yeah, exactly.
What about Erodios? Did he go to bed?
Athos, yes.
Athos, yes,
Oh
sorry.
my god.
I mean, Athos is probably flexing a little bit.
Bro. What a Chad.
And she
What a
she
man.
kind of whips her hand over them, and oh, you are very strong. I don't think I've ever met anyone with your stature this strong. How did you acquire such mythical strength?
A lot of things. And I've gotten quite good at it.
Oh, I bet you have a lot of stories you can tell. Could you tell me one?
I could show you some things. He flips up his hood and says, "Dive in."
Oh. Oh, that's a big one.
I can breathe water now.
Oh. Well, I've always been able to breathe underwater. I never needed to breathe, so that
Aren't you made of water?
I guess you are not no longer hindered.
Aren't you made of water? And throws her a wink.
I am made out of water. What are you implying, Athos?
Then it fades to black.
Yes! What a king.
Waiting for that performance check.
And she pours herself over you.
Oh.
And she picks you up, and you're both hovering in midair, and you can see her face kind of swirling around you, and you feel this warmth in areas that feel very comforting, and you're both kind of suspended in the air, and you feel weightless, and you kind of go inverted, and you have never felt she gets in so many crevices that no other female has ever been before, and it is amazing.
Athos, what a king.
And so, yes, you find a very comfortable position upside down, and you're both in water, and you do that for a few hours, and you get very tired out, and she kind of releases you from the orb, and
The dog said woof.
yeah, dog say woof. And and you all take your long rest, and she seems very pleased.
Erodios didn't get anything? Oh.
I didn't get anything. I didn't want anything. It's okay.
Erodios got a vow of chastity going on over here.
It's a character trait, so I'm sticking with it.
Wait, does that mean that Erodios has an extra stink down there?
No, oh jeez. It's a character trait.
The world may never know. Well, it smells like fish, but I'm rested.
Sorry,
All right,
that might be me.
the large naiad approaches you, Erodios, and says, "Did you sleep well? I hope the bedding was comfortable enough for you."
Nope. Five.
You're stumbling your words. Are you sure that you're all right? Did you?
Well, I was gonna say something that wouldn't have been in character. I was gonna say, "Yep, 5 stars on Yelp." But,
What's the Theros equivalent of Yelp?
This water B&B.
Water.
Water B&B.
5 stars on Kelp.
Does he get inspiration for that?
We'll lay again.
Crystals are to die for.
Andromeda's in a good mood this morning.
Athos just comes out with a shitting grin on his face.
Eridas probably still has some bags under his eyes, but hey, you know.
You didn't sleep? Oh.
No, I did, for the most part. How are you doing?
Keep you awake.
Andromeda's
or
like
no?
grin. Andromeda has a smile on her face, like wider than her usual smile, but not a grin. She's like, "Did you sleep well?"
I'm quite hungry. Are we gonna have any breakfast?
I can toss out some rations.
Very, very deliberately ignoring the crab that we all have. It's like nobody look at that.
Do the naiads? Do you guys eat, or can we eat fish?
We have no need of food or water or even sleep, as you're quite aware of that, Athos. So I hear.
Andromeda's like over there, like, "Oh yeah, they definitely don't need sleep. We do though." Well, I'm only human. I'm the only human around here. So.
Blink, blink.
But the sea provides many nutrient things. I'm sure we could get you some seaweed salads and some crustaceans.
Crustaceans? Are we allowed to
Look over at the big crab, like,
Yeah, Andromeda is also like looking over the crab, like, are we allowed?
Tasha giveth, and she also taketh away. And she
Andromeda's like looking at.
she just snapped the crab.
Oh my god.
And
Andromeda's like looking at Athos over
and
like.
started to boil the water around it, and it starts to get hot, and steam comes off of it, and they present it to you. They have this seaweed salad in this large shell, seashell, and they also have this boiled giant crab that they just presented to you as well.
Well,
Enjoy.
They're really breaking out the hospitality, huh?
Athos go to town on it.
Andromeda's gonna eat salad first because I need a balanced diet.
I'm going in for the crab. I'm a carnivore.
Nice.
She's like, save some for me, you guys.
I've got a lot of mouth to feed.
Little snakes are taking little bites of it. It's like, they're all snapping at it.
Like, do you have any idea how difficult it was to keep these things fed while I wasn't like disguised?
Well,
You guys-
I assume you fed them when you were in your room, right? Like when you were off being alone. Besides, you should have just told us sooner.
We told everyone else sooner than me.
Andromeda's like eating as much salad as she can because like salad is
Your dad's gonna pat Athos on the back and just like, hey, it was something I needed to take time with.
How
I
long
guess
have
that's fair. I was killing a lot of things.
I didn't catch either of those things.
Oh, sorry, Athos, you first. You said it first.
I was just saying, I guess that's fair. I was killing a lot of things at the time. A lot of.
Andromeda's just like looking between the two of them, and she's like, with her mouth full of like seaweed, she's like, "So, how long did the two of you know each other before all of this?"
We didn't meet. It wasn't much longer before we met you guys. We were all out on our own journeys and somehow found ourselves at Megara's camp. And it was because of Megara that we knew that there was trouble in Akaros. So,
So he sent you over. You guys sure you don't want some salad? This is really good.
yeah, this one's a vegetarian. He'll take one.
It's a nice balsamic vinaigrette with a few additional crunchy bits added.
She's like, it's very salty. I'm here for it.
How is it not soggy? Crazy.
They dry it out.
They tried it. She's like going nom 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 nom.
I mean, Athos will probably get some. He needs a little roughage.
Yeah. I mean, like, aren't cats omnivores? They are, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the grass helps with digestion.
Do you eat grass?
Sure.
Alright, cool.
It's the circle of life.
Alright. I'm full. Y'all ready to go
Yeah, let's go visit the Kraken.
no. I'm not ready for the Kraken.
Well, we're supposed to scout. We at least need to know where he lives.
I think
Chimera.
Chimera, sorry.
Yeah.
I misspoke. She's like,
Yeah.
sorry, misspoke.
I think we probably should stop here early. I was thinking about it, and because since we're missing the two other people, and I would rather it be, with
Everyone
the
here?
whole party.
Yeah,
And also too, you have a way to get to the island, so it's not like you didn't. This session wasn't meaningless. You guys figured out a way there, and I'm sure there'll be along shortly. They'll have their little scene of what they're planning on doing to resolve
Whatever
their
it is.
inner conflict, and then they'll
Cool.
meet up with you, and then you'll hitch a ride with the naiads to the island.
That sounds fine.
Can we swim around to the treasure?
No. Yeah, after we kill Chimera.
Guys.
Yeah,
Okay.
the three of us. The three of us. We'll go treasure hunting. Dun dun dun. dun.
Next session.